Welcome to the very first podcast episode of Life Force channel. My name is Joel Mogira. I have a very special guest today who has guided me through my life in this musical journey. With over 29 years of experience in teaching music, he has not only mastered the instruments but has also inspired and helped countless students with passion and dedication. The top 10 of his students are great musicians, playing in industry and running their own music academies. Please join me in welcoming my guitar teacher, Mr. Lenny. Welcome, sir. First of all, sir, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to interview you. And I'm very grateful to be back in this place. And it reminds me of all those childhood memories where you used to always push me forward, like Joel, you're like Richie Sambora, and those things used to keep motivating me. So thanks a lot for everything in life, and I got this opportunity to interview you. So I have a lot of questions which I wrote down.
Sure. Thank you for inviting me. And the best thing is when your student is interviewing you, as if he never knew me at all. But it's very nice. It's a privilege to be with you, and we're very proud of you, Joel. Happy of what you're doing. It's nice.
Sir, before we start, let's get to know you more. मतलब मुझे आपके बारे में बहुत सारी चीज़ें मालूम है, but I don't know how your background used to be. Like you used to tell me certain things कि हम लोग जब बैंड में परफॉर्म करते थे तो we used to have biryanis together and all the guys would gather
You remember
at a place.
that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
So can you tell me about your journey with the guitar and how did it all begin?
I don't know. From the time I was really very small, I used to dream that I'm on the stage, I'm playing the guitar, there's lots of crowd. This dream kept coming again and again. I was a very small kid. I had never seen a show. And in our days, you didn't have YouTube and Google to go and see these things. I don't know from where these images used to come to my mind. So I wanted to be that guy, on the stage playing the guitar. And I asked my parents that I want to learn the guitar because I grew up in Pune.
Yeah.
I grew up in Pune. The music environment was fantastic. I was in Spicer College, so it was a very nice place. But my parents were very staunch Christians, You play music in church. And I loved rock. And for them, rock is the devil's music.
Correct.
And I said, I want to learn to play the guitar. They said, no, you learn the piano, play in church. I was not interested in church and all those things. I was quite rebellious, And so what I did was I worked one summer vacation when I was in 9th standard. I worked in one missionary's house as a Mali. I used to push the wheelbarrow about 1.5 kilometers with broken debris and break that and make his road. So whole summer I did that. And I was in 9th standard. The wheelbarrow was 3 times my size.
Oh my God.
And I used to get up and push it, and it was uphill, quite tiresome. It was hard work, really hard work. And we were paid like 30 paisa per hour, 40 paisa per hour that time.
Yeah.
So at the end of the month, I got 150 rupees.
Oh.
Okay? After working through that month, I bought my guitar for 150
Oh my
rupees.
God.
And then the question is how to learn. Because they are not going to send me to learn the guitar.
Of course.
But again, I told you the environment was very good. So there was a boys' hostel about maybe a kilometer from my home in the same campus. So I used to go to the hostel and I'd hear somebody is playing the guitar in some room. So I'd push their door a little bit and peek inside, and see first finger, second finger, third finger, And then I go running home from there, and then try it on my guitar. And sometimes I'm running home and say, hey Lenny, where are you going? I say, I forgot that now, So that was how I started learning. That is how I started watching people. And I thank the guys. One guy is Tom. His name is Tom. He's on YouTube. He wrote that song $20 Bill
Oh.
on that guy George, that
Yes,
fellow
yes.
who died.
Yeah.
He was one of the students over there.
Oh.
And he was one of the guys I admired because he used to play the guitar and sing. I
Amazing.
never knew, only just about 4 or 5 years ago, I came to know that he's such a huge superstar in America. But he was in the same place.
Amazing.
Then there was Koshi John. He was another senior of ours. We used to admire him because he had a rock band, And today he still plays. He's got a band, Crossroads in Pune.
Okay.
Blues band, all blues. So that's where I got my inspiration.
Amazing, sir.
And then, of course, on my own, God's blessing, I did whatever I could.
Great. So, the first guitar that you bought, which guitar was it? Like acoustic or electric?
It was an acoustic Paloma guitar,
Okay.
And I bought it from a Jesuit priest.
Okay.
The Jesuit priests used to bring these guitars from Calcutta and all, and they were studying in Pune in the Jesuit college.
Right.
So, this way they would kind of make some pocket money, bring the guitar from there and sell it here.
Yeah.
And so we got it from them. With 150 rupees, you don't get strings also.
Exactly.
But I thank God I got that, and I worked very hard, very hard. I used to practice. Now, 9th standard, 10th standard was board exam. My neighbor was my maths teacher.
Okay.
And I was very poor in maths. I still hate maths. And so I would just somehow scrape through in his subject. But whole day I would be, practicing. And my sir used to come in the class and he said, Lenny, whole day you are playing with your stick. He used to call it a stick,
Yeah.
And the whole day you are playing with your stick. Why don't you learn? I'm next to your house. Come to my home. I'll teach you and this and that. And surprisingly, about 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I was going to Canada. And he was in the same flight.
Oh.
My sir, maths sir.
Right, sir.
Now that was like 10th standard, and now I'm a married man. I have children and all those things. And I saw him sitting there in the flight. And so I walked up to him. I said, Sir, hello. He looked at me like, who are you? I said, Lenny. Oh, Lenny, yes, how are you? What are you doing? Sir, I'm still playing with my stick. So it went on. That was fun.
So, sir, while growing up, who were your biggest musical influences?
Okay, in like I told you, there was no YouTube and no ultimate guitar and nothing like that. So we had cassette players.
Yeah.
And my dad had bought one of those spool players. The spool player. It was an Akai spool player.
Okay.
So you have the spools playing
Yes,
the tape,
yes.
thick tape. So what we used to do was, like we are crazy as usual. We would take out the tape from the cassette and put it in the spool. Roll it in the spool. So I would be able to roll 3 cassettes in one spool.
Wow.
The length, one cassette, 30 minutes, back and forth, 60 minutes, so 30 minutes. So 30, 30, 30. I'm putting 3 cassettes, join them with sellotape, put them in the spool, and put headphones and listen. All night it would be playing, even if I'm sleeping or whatever it is, it would be ringing. And that is what I tell students today. They don't listen to music,
Yes, sir.
They don't listen. I'm surprised. I teach them songs. Suppose I give them the chord chart. I show them the solos. I show them the introduction, everything. I say, go home, listen to it. The following week when they come, like once a week we do songs. When they come for the song, the next week I said, okay, that song, which song? Oh, sir, which song it was, They don't even remember which song they did last
Oh
week.
my God.
They don't. There are students who don't have any music system at home.
Yes.
There are students who, at least a Bluetooth speaker. Come on, now it is, so you get that Bluetooth speaker for 200 rupees. So they don't have a Bluetooth speaker. They don't have a computer. They do everything on their mobile phones. Their headphones, they don't listen to music. Nobody listens to music, but they want to play music.
Exactly.
Now we listened so much that music became our whole system.
Yes.
In every cell there was music because
Yes.
all the time we used to listen. We would get up early morning, Radio Ceylon, 6 o'clock in the morning there was a program. All English songs.
Wow.
So while we are getting ready for school, Radio Ceylon is on the radio, and all these songs, Sunday morning, up with the light, all these songs, these songs were all playing. Unconsciously they got into our system. And then of course I love Deep Purple,
Yep.
Dire Straits, Santana, Scorpions, White Snake, Led Zeppelin, Grateful Dead, Uriah Heep. Then these are the bands which we listen to,
Right.
and we tried to play them. You know how from the cassette player,
Yes.
the piece would be going ta da 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 ta ta. Okay, the second time you rewind and play, the tape gets stuck, something like that, and then you take it out, put a pencil, and turn the cassette. So that is how we set our songs, and you will be surprised that many of our songs were on F sharp and C sharp. Why? Because those cassettes were not standard. No?
Right.
The speed of the cassette was not standard.
Right.
So if it was a little faster, the pitch would go up. If it was a little slower, the pitch would go down. So our cassette players would be open, and we would have a screwdriver with us to reduce and increase the speed to bring it to standard tuning.
Amazing.
So these are the guys who influenced me. One is Santana, one is Richie Blackmore, one is, of course, Matthias Jabs is there. And Eric Clapton was a very big influence to me. Because, he was not surprisingly, he was not an influence to me for his playing the guitar initially. He just looked good with the guitar. And I liked that. I had bought a magazine. There was a JS magazine, a weekly magazine.
Okay.
So in each magazine, there were two magazines, Sun and JS. So they would put a poster of some rock star in each issue,
Right.
So you buy the magazine, we would buy it for the poster. And our home, all the walls are full of posters.
Wow.
Big posters, these big posters. And so I got Eric Clapton's poster. He was playing concert for Bangladesh.
Okay.
And that photograph was there. Nice long hair. And he had jean shirt and jean pant. And his guitar is there. And his cigarette in the mouth. I said, wow, I want to be like him,
So cool.
And so that's where I started. And I started listening to his songs and all those things. But then I came to know he had a very hard childhood. And all those things. I also had a very hard childhood. So I could relate myself to him. And it was nice.
So music connects with emotions a lot, and that's why
Your life will connect with somebody or the other. And if you notice, Joel, every good musician has had a hard life.
Absolutely.
There are very few of them with the silver spoon in their mouth who come up. Most of them, you see, they have come up a very hard way, and they have. I remember you used to sit in the class. Today I tell students, when Joel used to come in the class, he would come, take the guitar, and like this, 1 hour. He won't look up. 1 hour he is doing his scale. I said, Joel long movable karo, Joel long movable. He never say ho gaya.
Exactly.
Till today he has never told me ho gaya.
Exactly.
Now other guys scale 2 times, they say, sir, ho gaya, aage. You tell them to play, they can't play it.
Exactly.
See, the secret of playing a scale. If you can play 21 times without a mistake, you will never make a mistake on that again.
Yes.
They can't play it one time. You forget 21 times.
So, sir, what were some of your most memorable performances or gigs you ever played?
In Pune, we had a lot of. My band's name in Pune was Gypsies.
Gypsies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in that we had Lien Gangte. He is now also in Manipur. He's a fantastic singer. We had Rudy. He was on the drums. He passed away. We had Dheeraj on the bass. He's in Australia. He's still a bassist. And I was on the lead guitar. And we never had keyboards in our bands. No rock bands. Keyboard like that is for church. So that was how we would look at it.
Exactly.
Guitars are the kings. And The band's name was Gypsies, and our first performance was with a band called Sweet Slag.
Okay.
Sweet Slag were very senior to us. We were just getting into. So they were very kind. They said, Lenny, we'll help you get into the market. You need someone to pick you up, you know.
Right.
So it was their gig, and they told us, you play, open for us. You know. So we went and opened for them. We played for about 40 minutes or something. Then they came on this. That was Nehru Hall in Main Street in Pune. Okay.
Pune.
So we played, and then we left the stage. We gave them the instruments, and they started playing. First song, second song, third song, the crowd started shouting, "We want gypsies back."
Oh my God.
Fourth song, crowd was on the stage pulling their guitars. And then the crowd pulled us on the stage and made us play.
Wow.
So that was our first gig, you know, as a band. That we got good inspiration from that. And then after that, I have played with bands in UK. I played with bands in Canada. I played in India. I have played with most of the film industry guys. I have done lots of recordings for the film industry.
Yes.
And I have my own albums also.
Yeah.
But there was one very memorable show I will never forget. I was in Manchester,
Okay.
and I just saw one restaurant, the Indus 5, name of the restaurant.
Indus.
So I walked in, and the cashier was at the counter, and I asked him, "Do you have a band playing here in the evening?" Because I went for a holiday actually. You know? And he said, "क्या काम चाहिए तेरे को? कपड़े वो सर्विस करना है कि बर्तन धोना है?" You know? Because when people come and ask you anything, those guys think you are looking for a job or something, you know. So I said, no, I just want to meet the band guy. He was quite rude to me, you know, that guy. But then one guy was sitting inside and playing the piano and he was singing, you know.
Okay.
So I asked him, can I meet that guy? He said, jao andar. So I went, and that was quite a big banquet hall kind of thing. That guy was sitting alone, afternoon time, no customers, nothing. He was just practicing. So I met him. His name was Sohail Salamat.
Okay.
They are from the Salamat brothers, you know. They're from Pakistan. And he was the nephew of this Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan.
Oh my God.
No, I didn't know all. I'm a Western musician, not a Indian musician. And he was sitting, and his voice was so beautiful. You know, you could simply sit and just listen to him. There's no limit on his range. You know, so I sat. I didn't say anything. I sat, and after he stopped, then I said, "Hi, I'm Lenny from India, and I play the guitar and all that." So we came out. Both of us were having a smoke. That time, you know, I was a very heavy smoker.
Yeah.
Then he said that we have a Qawwali band,
Okay.
you know, Salamat Brothers. But I individually sing as a Sufi singer.
Okay.
So I said, if you need guitar sometime, call me. You know, I'm living nearby. I'm here for 2-3 months. If you need, you just call me. So surprisingly, the very next day he called. He said, "Guitar leke aao." You know. So I went next same place, Indus 5. You know, and it was Eid. It was Eid, and so you know they were celebrating Eid, and they had this show there, Sufi show. You know, and this guy was singing, and there was a drummer. He one bassist. He was playing the keyboard. And they told me to play the guitar, accompany. I said, you want me to play soft or you want me to play heavy? He said, jaisa bajana hai bajao. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know what I play. You know? But that much trust he had, ki you play whatever you want to play. You know? I put on my Marshall dirty channel. You know? And he started singing songs which I have never heard in my life before. And I went bum bum all hamara to Iron Maiden and all that style, you know. And I don't know how it worked. It was sounding fantastic.
Wow.
Out of this world. And then he would stop and tell me to play solos, and you know, the whole show was a hit, a huge hit, you know. There must have been about 2,000 people over there. And so the show finished. and they sang the Pakistani national anthem. Everybody stood. And then he said, I want to introduce my friend to you, to the crowd. So he introduced me, my friend from India, And he said, okay, for my friend, I'm going to sing one song. And after the national anthem, can you imagine? That's the end actually of a show.
Yeah.
After that, he sang Vande Mataram, A.R. Rahman's Vande Mataram, one pitch higher or a tone higher than Rahman himself. Till today, when I think, I get goosebumps. The way he sang, I have never heard anyone singing it like this. And I could get the the heavy punch. That was one of my most memorable. As soon as that song finished, there was pin drop silence. And then one lady shouted, अरे हमारा पाकिस्तान के लिए ऐसा गाना क्यों कोई नहीं बनाता है? One lady shouted, from the audience, Just imagine how much impact that song had,
Exactly.
That song had so a good composition will always have a good impact. So if compositions are good, I play with so many of these British bands and all that. Very nice. The British bands, they are good at chords.
Right.
They are not great at solos. They are not great at soloing. So we basically are more soloing than the fillers and soloing. So I enjoyed with the British bands. I played a lot. Even in Canada, many bands. I enjoyed.
So, sir, that is about you performing, and that everyone knows. That's amazing. How long have you been teaching guitar, and what inspired you to start teaching?
I used to play these Bollywood shows before I was married.
Okay.
Because you had to earn something. Now, the funny thing about me playing Bollywood shows is this. I have never listened to Lata Mangeshkar and Kishore Kumar and Mohammad Rafi.
Okay.
But then I had to play them. Because I had to earn, I had to earn. In English, Western music, you couldn't earn anything. The announcer would announce, okay, ye gana hai abhi dil ke jaro ko, let us say, And then I would ask the keyboard, which song is that dil ke jaro ko, Because I don't remember the words, I don't know the words of any song. And he announced dil ke jaro ko, I said, which is dil ke jaro ko? Rehearsal too we did. I remember all the music, but I don't know the names of the songs. So the keyboard guy would do ta 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 ta. And okay. So there were only in that time, like in 1985, I would say, 80s, 85. I was one guitarist. Prasun Chaudhary, excellent guitarist.
Amazing.
He was one guitarist. Ghanshyam was there, third. He passed away. Cliffy was there with Purple Flowers.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Only 4 or 5 guitarists were there in Ahmedabad.
Okay.
Who would actually play, Then I thought, I played lots. Then I did not like the Bollywood scene anymore. Because same old, and cheap crowd sometimes and all that. So then I shifted to Sugam Sangeet.
Okay.
I started playing with Manhar Udas. I was his regular guitarist for 15 years.
Wow.
Manhar Udas, Pankaj Udas. I played with Jagjit Singh. I played with Ghulam Ali Sahib. So I enjoyed because in ghazals, what the thing is, there are lots of empty spaces.
Correct.
You can do whatever you want to, And so I enjoyed. But then what was happening, I would watch other shows and these guys, they're not playing anything actually. The guitarist would just play their piece and after that the guitar is missing from the whole song. So I thought, why not get guys to learn? And so many people used to ask me that time, teach me. I said, no, I don't have time. I was teaching in the school, plus I was doing shows, plus I was doing recording. When to teach?
Right.
Then there was one guy who came to me. He was a tailor. I won't take his name. But he was a tailor. And he said, sir, मुझे गिटार सीखना है. मुझे पूरा जिंदगी टेलरिंग नहीं करना है. I said, okay, I will teach you. I taught him, and today there is not a country in the world which he has not visited playing the guitar.
Amazing.
He has visited every country in the world playing. He is Gujarat's number 1 Bollywood guitarist right now.
Wow.
And so I kept on pushing. Then I got more Victor. He was my student and he became
Yes.
my friend and he was
Yeah.
like a younger brother.
Yeah.
I miss him. He passed away, but he was the other student, Sanket Khandekar.
Yeah.
Then of course you were there, and Sunny is there who's running Musicians
Musicians
Mall
Alley.
or something.
Yeah.
So like that, there are so many guys, but there are few. Emu is there, you know that guy.
Yes, yes.
But there are few guys who actually learned music because they wanted to do music, like you. There are many who didn't do it for the music, you know. They did it just to earn money
Yes.
or to see. So what happens? They become stagnant.
Mm.
They don't have their own music.
Exactly.
You remember I used to tell you,
Yeah.
do your own music.
Yes.
I used to tell. I always
The
used to
originals
tell.
of
Yeah,
it.
that is.
Yeah.
So that is the thing over. So then I decided to teach. I said I want everyone to learn music.
Okay.
Let me spread music.
Yeah.
So it was a big sacrifice, you know, because I had. If I want to teach, I can't be at the shows.
Right.
I have to be there to teach. And so I made a decision. 1998.
Okay.
I decided to open this music center.
No.
And I knew that after that my performance will go down because I won't get time to perform. But I had to give up something to gain
Exactly.
something. And I think I'm gaining a lot.
Yes.
I have gained. When I see my students playing, oh, fantastic. When I see you running everywhere, Instagram, Joel is there, Facebook, Joel is there. I say, see, that is my student. You know, I feel good about it. You know?
Basically, sir, when you started teaching and everything, half of the Ahmedabad started understanding what rock is. Actually, I did not know what rock was or what metal was, but I heard you play Iron Maiden's one song, Revelations. You were like, "Da-da, da-da, da-da," and I was just going by. It felt so empowering. I was like, what kind of music is this? And that's how I discovered. That's how a lot of people discovered you.
Yeah, because I was one of the only rock guys.
Yes.
Mark was there.
Yes.
Mark, Philip, and
Yeah.
me. We were the three rock guys
Right.
actually. I have people coming and joining the class with a total Bollywood background.
Yeah.
After 3-4 months, they're all doing English songs only. No Bollywood. So I'm converting them.
Because there is more things to learn in English songs and more priority given to guitar.
Guitar,
right?
yeah, right.
Exactly. So, what are some key practices and routines that have helped you improve your skills over the years? What are your routine exercises?
See, when I started learning, I didn't go to any music school.
Right.
I'm a self-learned guy. So I did not know which exercises should be done. I didn't know scales. You know, like I knew the scales, but I didn't know what they are called. I didn't know this is called pentatonic scale.
Okay.
This is called the Dorian mode or the Phrygian mode. I mean, we just played, you know, by ear.
Yeah.
So I had to first develop that myself. So I started studying music. I started studying, and then I looked at what theory is there and what practical performance is there. Now I can fill you with theory, which is absolutely of no use to you when you climb up on the stage.
Right.
Absolutely no use. You may know the entire theory of music, but you don't know how to apply it. What is the use?
Exactly.
So what I tell my students, I show you a scale. No doubt you have to know your scales. But you have to know how to play with those scales.
Right. The practical
If you
application.
can play with those scales, then you are doing the right practice.
Correct.
Like suppose you play C major, okay, just simple C major, ra, 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 okay. Now first you play that ascending, descending, ascending, descending. After some time, you don't ascend and descend. You play any note at random as long as you are in the scale.
Acha.
So that way, what will happen? You master the scale. Two kinds of musicians, like the doctors, you know, I always tell my students. There is one doctor, you go to his clinic, sir, I have fever and body pain. He'll give you 3 padikas, you know. And then he'll say, Kal aa jao.
Ah.
Kal aa jao, you are still same condition, he'll give you 3 more padikas. And he'll say, Parso aa jao. So 4 days you are gone, you have taken so many padikas.
Yeah.
If you didn't take anything also, you would become alright. What is that? Trial and error.
Trial and error.
Okay. Now that is one musician who plays in third. Acha, ye hai. No, okay. That is one musician. The other musician, before he plays, he knows what he is going to play. In his mind, ta ta ra 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 ta. Okay, ta ta ra 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 ra. Okay, it comes. He has planned what he is going to play.
Correct.
He is not playing and saying, acha ye, acha ye. He is not finding it while he plays.
Right.
So that is the doctor who is a good MD, who diagnoses well. He knows your disease, he'll give you the right medicine. He is not trial and error.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm comparing it to music.
Amazing.
So if you are going on trial and error, you're on the wrong line.
Right.
So when all my students, it is compulsory for them to improvise every scale they have learned.
Wow.
First thing. Secondly, everyone has to write their own song.
Amazing.
Okay. Now it's not easy to compose.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Like you just learn C major scale, and I'm telling you write a song. You say what's wrong with you? So what I tell them, you play a chord progression. We are giving them progressions. Play a chord progression, and just hum any tune. Any progression. Just play one progression. Hum whatever comes in your mind. Don't think whether it is in tune or out of tune. Just whatever comes and find those notes.
Wow.
If you can do that, you become a musician. You have to be a musician, not a copy-paste wala.
Exactly.
Bollywood, one song you hear, you copy and you perform. That is copy-paste. You're not a musician. It's same like a mimicry guy making that dog sound and cat sound. It's the same thing. But when you make your own music, that is what is important.
Exactly. Are there any specific techniques or exercises you can recommend to aspiring guitar players?
First of all, fix one time to practice. Have a fixed practice time. That is the first thing. Secondly, if you're practicing for 20 minutes, I'm talking about practical exercise.
Right.
Today everyone is so busy, we can't say practice for 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Saying is easy, it's not going to happen. 20 minutes, that 20 minutes you should be lost in what you're playing. Okay? Don't copy anyone. Play what you want to play and ask someone how it sounds.
Okay.
Ask a genuine guy how it sounds. If he says it sounds horrible, you're the luckiest guy.
Okay.
If he says sounding damn good, then you better think twice. Because when you are playing at that level, at the beginning level, it's not going to be damn good. It's not going to be damn good. But someone is just praising you. So practice in a way that your fingers move without getting stiff. That is the first thing. You play for a long time, it gets stiff. That is the biggest problem with our students. 2-3 times and then kadak ho jata hai. It doesn't. Until your body becomes loose, you have to keep playing.
Correct.
When it is loose, it will go. You don't have to think also.
Amazing.
So one more thing about practicing. Everyone knows I tell them, practice your scales, practice your scales. That doesn't mean that you try to increase your speed. I think every student should practice it slow. Practice it slow.
Exactly.
It is like riding a scooter. It is easy to ride fast, not easy to ride slow. If you tell someone to keep a slow tempo, let us say 65 tempo, 68 tempo or 72 tempo, he can't keep that tempo. You tell him to keep a 182 tempo, he'll keep it very easily.
Yeah.
You see? So you practice slow. The advantage of practicing slow is that your fingers get strength. When you go fast, you're not giving them enough exercise.
Right.
When you go slow, the muscles are empowered over there. So practice your scales slow at a lower tempo. Or at the same tempo, if you're going at a, let us say 80 tempo approximately, but, then you same tempo you play a double, go on the 8th, then then you go on the 16th at the same tempo. You don't have to increase your tempo. See, that is the mistake everyone makes. They say, okay, I played at 110, now I'm playing at 140, now I'm playing at 180. No, you play at 80. You play only at 80, and then what you do? 8th and 16th. And then you can go to your triplets. So what more you need? The slow tempo is the best.
Exactly.
No, you don't need to. So that first thing, play slow tempo. Play all your scales. Once you have mastered your scale, mix the scales up, and then you start using modes. You have to sound different.
Right.
You can't sound same like everyone. No one is going to listen to you. If you sound different, then say, oh, that is different, then they will listen to you.
Right.
So to sound different, you have to experiment.
Exactly.
Experiment, do whatever. My theory about music is, it is your music. Suppose Joel is playing, it is your music.
Exactly.
Suppose he's playing, it is his music. If I'm playing, it's my music, So I play what I feel. I don't play what you want.
Exactly.
You see? So you may not like it, but he might like it. So every music has its own audience.
Yes.
You have an audience for ghazals, you have audience for Bollywood, you have audience for bhajans, you have audience for metal, every music has its own audience. You will get your audience.
And sir,
Like
how
this.
to stay motivated and inspired to keep practicing and keep on learning new things?
See, what you can do is listen to a lot of music. First thing is listen, always listen to music. Because, even subconsciously, even while you're studying, while you're working, you may not be focusing on your music. But that music is going into your system. Somewhere it is going to come out down the line. You also will not know. Somewhere down the line it will come out. If you want to do that, when you listen to any music, go home and try it. Suppose you're riding a scooter and on the way you hear, something. You're sitting in a restaurant, you hear some music. Go home and try it.
Exactly.
Don't just listen to it. Go home and try. The more you try, the more motivated you will become. The more you listen, your learning is 60% listening, 40% playing.
Oh.
Because unless something is inside, it is not going to come out.
Very important.
You can't get from an empty box. You can't get anything. Something has to be inside, and that inside is what you listen to. Any sound, this sound is music.
Yeah.
Yesterday we were jamming.
Okay.
Just simply any sound. Once something fell down outside. Ta-dang, aisa awaaz aaya, I started that. Ta-dang, ta-dang, pam-para-parang, ta-dang. We made a song practically on that thing that fell down over.
Yes.
So
Amazing.
that is what it has to be like. If you want to be more motivated, listen to better musicians than you, play with better musicians than you, appreciate music. Don't just say ye kya hai, hopeless hai. No music is hopeless.
Exactly.
Every music is good.
Yeah.
You may not like it, that doesn't make it hopeless.
Correct.
Someone else loves it,
Right.
The person who performed it loves it, So listen to a lot of music, listen to all kinds of music. Because until you know which music your body responds to, you will never be able to make music.
Right.
See, I remember you very well. You were heavy death metal, you were in that.
Yeah.
And I used to tell you, you play Hindi rock, then you will get somewhere because the market situation.
Yes.
But your system was inclined to death metal.
Correct.
The problem is you didn't get guys to go all the way. We all have the same problem. I also have the same problem. Alone I can't go anywhere.
Exactly.
This is like sabka saath sabka vikas. You need all together. You can't go alone. You have to go together. And it is in this world or in this life, the most difficult thing is to get 4 guys like-minded to stay together through their life.
Absolutely.
Look at Deep Purple, today they're performing.
Yeah.
Look at Scorpions today. Look at Rolling Stones, today they're performing. They're so old. They're still together, see.
Exactly.
That is why they are where they are.
Exactly.
So that's what motivates me, seeing all these guys. When I look at Klaus Mann singing Scorpions, he can't sing now. All his pitches are down.
Yeah.
And Deep Purple just released a new album, you know.
Oh, yes.
Just now they have
Yes.
released a new album. They are all 80s, 70s and 80s. Same pitch. Ian Gillan is singing in the same pitch.
Yes.
Then what? We are not. I'm just 60 now. Still long way to go to 80.
Absolutely, sir.
So we are still young guys here. Lots to
Exactly.
do. We can keep on. And then I get motivated by students also. When I see them and I get mad at them, I say, come on, what is wrong with you, man? Don't you feel like doing something? And when I say that, I feel like doing more.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
All right. So, sir, what advice would you give to the young musicians that are trying to break into the industry today?
Number one, don't play free. You go to the cafes and the pubs and all those things. You will see one guy with a guitar, one guy with a cajon. They're playing, and you ask them how much did you charge. They say they are giving me free dinner. First of all, value your art. If you cannot value your art, who's going to value your art?
Exactly.
Charge. Freely charge. Don't hesitate to charge. You have worked hard to be where you are. No, the doctor cannot play what you are playing. The engineer cannot do what you are doing. The politician cannot do. I tell everyone, if the guitar was so easy, our prime minister would be campaigning with a guitar. It's not so easy. It's very tough to learn the guitar.
Yes.
And you have worked so hard. Charge for it. That is the first thing. Some people tell me, they say, Lenny, you taught this fellow, you taught that fellow. They have open class. What they look as if these guys are competing with me. That is their mentality.
Yes.
I don't think that. I'm happy that my guys have reached that level that now they can teach them.
Exactly.
I feel proud. I say, damn good. See what he has learned, he has paid for it. What he does with it is not my business.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
Suppose you learn the guitar. Tomorrow you open class, for example. You learned, you paid and learned. I didn't teach you free. And now what you do with it is what you do with it. If I buy a shirt from my shop, I buy a shirt, I tear it or I wear it or whatever I do, that is my business. I have paid for it.
Yeah.
So this is one commercial way of looking at it.
Right.
A commercial way of looking at it. Someone learned from me. Whatever he does is not my business. But I am not that way. I am proud of my students. If they have opened a class, if they have performed well, I am blown apart. That makes me very, very happy. My alumni is awesome. Worldwide, we have a very big alumni.
Absolutely.
I thank God that blessing is there. That all my students, and till today, all are in touch with me. That is the beauty.
Exactly.
And I love that. So it keeps pushing me.
Apart from these music parts or your spirituality part, a lot of people are not aware about it. I get messages from you every day. If there is any prayer requests, can you share the story behind it? How did you become so spiritual and started praying a lot?
See, if you look at my life is, I can't say everything here. My life has been quite freaked out,
Yeah.
In the sense, I have been more alone than anything else in my life. Till today, now also, if you ask me, I know thousands of people, but I am not attached to even one person. There was only one, Victor and me were very close.
Yeah.
That's the only friend I had. Okay? I think you are the other close guy. I am not close to anybody. Okay? The reason is I have gone through quite a rough life. So because of that roughness, always I depended on God. And God has always pulled me out of the worst of situations where I had no way out. Every time He has pulled me out. I did not have to have the money for it. I did not have to have the influence for it. Even though I knew people, but I did not have to do. All I had to do was pray, God, this is my problem, do something about it. And I said, look, now this is your problem, not my problem. and amazingly it would be solved.
Right.
And then my daughter went through a very difficult time when she
Yeah.
was
Very
delivering,
sad.
and through her life, because she had had a hard time physically.
Okay.
God's blessing, today she is very well. And both my daughters, even my younger daughter,
Yes.
and God answered our prayers. So I look at so many sick people who are suffering. I can't do much. At least I can pray for them. you know.
Exactly.
And so I fast every Wednesday. I fast and pray, and I'm seeing miracle after miracle after. You have seen
Yeah,
so many
absolutely.
miracles. My life itself is a miracle. This art which is given to me is given by God.
Yes.
So many people ask me around the world, where did you learn? I say, Upar wala, he is my coach, he is my mentor. Everything he has given. What am I giving back? So I pray a lot. I have very strong faith in God, and I believe that everyone should pray. And music comes from God.
Exactly.
And if you close that tap, your music is ended.
Exactly. So awesome. So, sir, if you could go back in time, is there anything you would do differently in your musical career?
Actually, I'm quite happy with what I went through. I mean, of course, there are some things I wish I didn't have to go through. Maybe if I had a formal education, music education, but then I wouldn't have been what I am then. See,
Exactly.
that's the biggest problem.
Yes.
So I think I thank God, whatever I am, whatever I had, it all seasoned me into making me what I am today. I'm a very simple person. Those who know me, I'm very simple. I'm not fascinated with any extravaganza or anything. I live a very simple life. I'm very true to people. I love people. I love my students like my children. All of them are like, all my children will say, Sir, you taught me music, but besides that,
Exactly.
about life, you know.
About life.
Because they are my children. I get attached to them very
Yes.
easily. I'm happy. I thank God. Jo bhi hai is good, you know.
Yes.
I don't want to change anything.
Yeah. And in fact, sir, when I used to come here, like you said, कि मैं ऐसे नीचे देखकर ही बजाता रहता, because everywhere else I was like a loser, कि जो बात नहीं कर पाता. But this was the only place where I used to feel really open, like no one's judging me. I'm at a safe place, and then you used to inspire. So obviously that is very much true. That
I
apart
don't know.
from music,
There was one thing we got quite attached, you know. Both of us got quite
Yes.
attached. You were a quiet kind of guy.
Yeah.
You would not talk much, you know. But our attachment used to be like when you would text me at 1 o'clock in the night or something, and we would chat till 2, 3 o'clock
Yes.
about personal, you know, hassles
Yes.
that are disturbing us in life. And I think that brought us close, you know.
Yes.
It is a very, that relation between you and me, nobody will understand, because it is a very sacred relationship.
yes.
It is something that I know, only I know about you. Nobody else knows about you. And it should stay that way.
Yeah.
You are very special, you know, Joel.
Thank you, sir.
मैं really special लगता है.
I really appreciate it, sir. So before we wrap up this session, how do you see your role in the music community evolving in the coming years?
First of all, I'll tell you about now. I'm a low key guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't advertise. I don't do publicity. I don't fill Instagram and Facebook. You will not see me doing all these things. I'm very low key. I'm concerned about my students and my work. I try to be as honest to my work as possible. So I don't know exactly what people think about me, you know, in the market. I don't know what impression people have about me, and I don't even care about it. Whether they like me or don't like me, I don't care. But first of all, I thank God for whatever I am. Secondly, the community, the people who have gone through the rough music scene, you know, because now if you look at the music scene, There's no music
Music,
scene.
no music.
We have gone through the times where we used to rehearse 8 hours, 10 hours a day. You know?
Yes.
Who is rehearsing 10 hours a day
No
today?
one now.
Nobody.
No one.
We used to do that. And so those who have gone through that, and then when they play, suppose, someone plays 4 notes on the guitar. You're a teacher now for quite a few years. I'm teaching for so many years. As soon as a guy picks up a guitar, I know what he's going to play. He doesn't have to play also.
Correct.
And if he plays 4 notes, I can know what is his path, what is his path. You have judged so many competitions. I stopped judging. I refuse now. I have seen guys coming with buttons open up to here, 4, 5 chains, earrings, long hair, Marshall guitar, Marshall amplifier, Fender Strat, GT100, and they come to play, Tang da rang dang tang da rang. Okay. And then once I asked one guy, okay, you played this tune, what key is it on? Is a key એટલે શું? First thing. Secondly, I said, what other song can you play the chords? He says, chord એટલે શું?
Oh my God.
And then he says, I can play any song you want me to play. Now, see, what I'm trying to tell you is, look at the level. Now, if I was in his place and somebody asked me, can you play the chord? I would say, okay, if I don't know what the chord is, can you please teach me what that chord, what is a chord?
Exactly, the curiosity.
I would want to learn. These guys don't want to learn.
Yes.
So I think people should want to learn. As long as you live, you be a learner, you'll do well in life.
Amazing.
The moment you say, "Aa gaya, sir," that is period.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Sir, any final words you would like to say? To the
Final
audience?
words, first of all, Joel, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I thank you for choosing me. This is a nice endeavor you're going through, and I wish you success in that and in your business also. I like that you still respect me as your guru. There are many people who don't respect their gurus.
Yeah.
The moment they do something, they think that they're
Yes.
the guru themselves. But you are still down to earth. Stay that way.
Absolutely,
And
always.
to all of you who are doing music, if you want to do music, be ready to sacrifice. Be ready to work hard. Money will come if you work hard. If you don't work hard, money is not going to come. And then don't speak with your mouth. Speak through your music.
Absolutely.
That's the only way. Let your music talk.
Exactly. Thank you so much, sir, for these wonderful knowledge bombs. I'm completely blown because there is so much to process and so much to learn now. Thanks a lot for everything.
I
sir.
thank you
so
for
much.
coming, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
And all of you also. If you need anything you want to ask me, you're freely open to ask me anytime. I'm always here for everybody.
Thank you so much, guys. You have a great day.